USA. Big problem for Barry Jones is this constant chopping and changing of opponents in the build-up to this fight. He really doesn't know too much about what's going to happen with the man in front of him. He was expecting until Thursday to fight Laureano Ramirez, one of Nassim Hamed's former victims. How good is this Affif Djelti? The phone rang on Thursday at his home in Rouen, and he said, yeah, I'll take the payday and see if I can pick up this belt as well. Things are going my way at the moment. Let's see what does happen here. Djelti, the Algerian-born but French-based fighter, is in the yellow trunks. Barry Jones getting noisy support from his Cardiff crowd. Jones, a thoroughly likable man without a trace of arrogance in his makeup. Low-profile start to his professional career, but it's starting to take off now. Doesn't want to be losing this one. Doesn't want to be losing anyone, really, but it's important for him that he builds on that success against Peter Judson.
Yes, he's bound to be coming into this fight with a good deal of confidence. It was a very good performance against Judson, although I thought Judson was a fighter which would suit Barry Jones' style very much, because he came forward all the time, and you wonder how Jones is going to be when he's in with somebody who can box and counter punch as well.
Well, they're singing Barry, We Love You here. Doesn't live very far from here at all. We're in the Splot area of Cardiff. Little left hand from Jones, finding the target. Not too much from Djelti so far. He looks quite circumspect, but of course, remember, he too would have known next to nothing about Barry Jones. I would put a lot of money on the fact that he probably had never heard of him.
Yes, and also coming in at very short notice, you would expect him to have a good look at Jones and really see what he's got to offer.
Djelti just taking a look at the moment, tries to let go with that fast left hook. Little sneak jabs from him. First impression is his style is slightly unorthodox, crab-like almost.
Because he's looking to counter, he's waiting of Jones, making Jones fight not his fight, making Jones come forward, and Djelti just trying to counter.
This is a different problem style-wise for Jones. You can see that already than the Judson fight. But he probably nicked the first round, Jones. The Star Centre in Cardiff. There is Barry Jones. Back in 1993, the trade paper Boxing News, or the readers anyway, voted him as their Young Fighter of the Year. A few problems since then which have delayed his arrival somewhere near the top. Second round, Jones from Cardiff, the 23-year-old in the blue trunks. The 37-year-old Affif Djelti in the yellow. Djelti, the French champion, and that victory, which won him the title, came only 2 weeks ago in what was his third fight against Jacobin Yoma. Previously lost to him on a cut eye.
Djelti trying to rush forward there, Jones, and Djelti just a little bit off balance.
This could be frustrating for Jones. He looks quite elusive and defensively fairly well organised, Yoma, which could explain your remark about the fact that didn't have a mark on him from a fight only 2 weeks ago.
Jones has to solve this style. He's got to try and get through the high held guard and land with sharp punches and then get out quickly.
Djelti trying that left hand again. Jones making him miss by a long way. Good reflexes, Jones. Neat boxer, but I think he'd prefer somebody who came at him in straight line in the way that Judson did, so he can slide from side to side and use his boxing skills.
Yes, but I think he likes that sort of style, obviously, but I think, you know, to be a fighter who's going to be on the move, to get in European level and above, he's got to be a fighter who can change styles and who can cope with different styles from other fighters.
Not a lot really finding the target so far.
There's not. He's landed the odd nice quick counter, Jones, just to do a little bit more. But Djelti very cautious, and when he tries to throw punches, he's made to miss.
It's a classy punch from Jones, that right hand a few seconds ago, where he just surprised Djelti with the angle of it. Djelti just finding the range with the jab almost for the first time. Looks elusive, Djelti.
There's not a great deal of landing punches in this round.
Back to Cardiff. Don't forget, next week, Holyfield against Tyson coming up on Sky Sports Box Office. And live tonight, Barry Jones in the blue trunks from Cardiff, looking to hold on to his IBF Inter-Continental super featherweight bout against this Frenchman, Affif Djelti.
But he's just shown to be a little bit frustrated there. He rushed forward and couldn't get a punch on Djelti. And I think that was pretty much the synopsis of the second round. Neither really managing to land any sort of decent punch.
So far, the mix of the styles not providing a happy chemistry. Looks a cagey, cautious, defensive kind of fighter, doesn't he, Djelti? Certainly hasn't shown any signs of really coming out of his shell so far. A bit negative.
Yes, very negative. It's been left to Jones to try and lead and get off first, and as we said, that's not really his style, but you know, he's still doing it, and he's got to try and do it a little more and find little gaps in this good defense from Djelti.
Has this funny little idiosyncrasy, Jones. You can see it from time to time. He just kicks out his left foot. There's nothing wrong with it. Almost like these fidgety things you see from batsmen in the crease. That was a low blow from Jones, which is why he held up his gloves just to say sorry to Djelti, acknowledging his foul. Can't catch this Frenchman cleanly.
Well, he's just trying to pick up with his jab a little bit more, trying to do more, Djelti, and the jab is nice and relaxed, and time to time it's just picking Jones off with that.
9 defeats in 29 fights for Djelti, but usually they've been in quite good company. He's lost to Julian Lawsey, who we mentioned, the world title contender. Jamal Lifa, the current European champion, went the distance with him as well. In fact, he obviously had some problems at the start of his career, Djelti, because he lost his first 4 fights, 3 of them unbelievably by disqualification. He must have been trained by Andrew Galotta or something in those days.
Well, technically he's shown as if he's obviously learnt a lot from those days, and he is quite good defensively, although Jones just doing a little more and getting through with slightly more punches. But a fight like this can be frustrating when you have two good defensive boxers matched against each other.
Jones doing his best to try to take the fight to Djelti. Touch gloves at the end of the round. 3 gone, 9.
Super League World Club Championship continues. St Helens against Penrith, live and exclusive. Sunday 6:30, Sky Sports 1. Here, a fascinating fight building up between Barry Jones and Affif Djelti for the IBF Inter-Continental Super Featherweight title. Back to Glenn O'Neill.
Yes, thanks, Paul. Yellow trunks, Djelti from France, who so far has confined his attacks to the odd wild left hook that's missed and a rather cautious-looking jab, which has usually been short of its target. But he does look hard to catch, and Jones is finding it frustrating here to try to impress in front of his home fans. I wonder whether Djelti, having had a look at Jones, just might start to get more ambitious in this fight. Could happen.
Yes, I'm sure he will at some point, because Jones is not the biggest puncher, so I think once Djelti realizes that, I think we could see a lot more from him. He just won the French title, so he could not have been this defensive.
On the night he won the title, Jones produced a superb performance strategically above anything else. He had a game plan, he went in there, he made it work to perfection. But Djelti is starting to come forward a bit more, and this may suit Barry Jones more.
Yes, well, he is primarily a boxer and a counter puncher, and he does favour, you would think, that the opponent coming forward and leading first so he can take and counter.
Jones has had some good wins, despite the lack of stoppages. People like Mike Devaney, former British champion, Neil Swain, Elvis Parsley, Justin Murphy, and Kelton Mackenzie on his record. This is better, getting through that time with a cluster of punches for the first time really in the contest. Jones couldn't get off the ropes on that occasion, Djelti.
Yes, this is better, and it's good to see Jones trying to be an attacking type fight and having success doing that, especially against someone who's very defensive and has a very good guard.
Just doing more at this stage as well, busier Jones, and that must be taking the eye of the 3 judges. Bit of damage on the forehead by the look of it for Djelti. We'll try and get a closer look at that.
Yes, he just had a dab and a look at his glove, so something must have bothered him a little bit there.
It's nothing too apparent. Maybe we'll get a closer look between the rounds. Now there is a cut developing now. It's between the bridge of the nose and the left eye. Now Jones is round, I reckon. Come back again. There you can see that little bit of a cut there by the left eye of Djelti. It's not much, is it, Glenn?
No, it certainly doesn't look serious. He just picked that up where there was a little clash of heads. But Jones had a good bit of work here. You see the good defensive skills from Djelti, but Jones still managed to get through with a body shot and a left hook there.
5th round. Glenn, how are you scoring this so far?
I've got Jones 3 rounds in the lead. I scored 1 even the 2nd round, and the other 3 I give to Jones. He's just a little busier, just doing slightly more, and it's difficult for him against a defensive fighter like Djelti.
Yes, you'd struggle to give Djelti a round, even being generous so far. He needs to become more ambitious, up his work rate, up the tempo, if he's going to really ask Jones some big questions in this fight. He's frustrating him a lot, but there's a long way to go. It's worth making the point again that Djelti is a French champion who's on a good run of form as well. This is certainly no muck that Jones has been pitched in with.
And also the fact that Jones has had changes of opponents on 2 occasions is obviously quite upsetting to the preparations. You know, you've got to try and mentally get yourself ready for an opponent, and it's difficult when the opponent keeps changing.
Both the previous opponents, who were lined up, by the way, had visa problems.
Djelti keeps trying with that left hook, but Jones is getting the right hand up well and catching any of those.
An awful lot of punches are missing in there too. Fighters with good reflexes and defensively quite well organised. And even somebody with fast hands and deep skills like Jones is finding it hard to catch this Djelti. Is a thinking sort of fighter, though. He'll be trying to work out something. The heads came close together there. Maybe work out this style, and we may see him up his success rate.
Yes, I think he would like it if Djelti just led a little more, but he's not doing that. He's very careful about leading first.
Same pattern, really. Jones doing more. There's some blood around the back of the head of Jones as he sits down there. I think that may have come from Djelti. For his sake, I hope so. I don't see any signs of a cut. Well, maybe there is on the head somewhere. The heads did come close together at one stage. Maybe there's a cut. If there is, I think, a cut towards the back of the head. You don't often see that. Computer, 59 landed by Jones so far, 42 by Djelti. Very low success rate percentage-wise. You can understand that. 59 landed means that nearly 100 missed.
Yes, and look how much Djelti's missing. 190 to 42, so he's missed an awful lot as well. They're both very good defensively. There's a good sneak right hand there. Just pushing Djelti back onto the ropes. But again, too much. They were both made to miss, and not a great deal of scoring shots between them in that round. Hard to separate.
Here's the 6th round. Jones in the blue trunks, remember, had his boxing education at the Highfield Amateur Boxing Club. Was a Welsh ABA champion at 17, won a European Junior Championship silver medal. Good amateur. Quiet start as a professional. Things starting to happen for him now. Jones with a lot of friends and family in the crowd here tonight. I bet his granddad somewhere among them. He's a big fan, often watches the sparring down at Ronnie Rush's gym in the Ely district of the city.
But Jones has got to try and think, how can he get through this guard? How can he start pinning this man down, landing with a man with cleanish shots?
Starting to get through more now, Jones. One to the body, good jab through to the head. Djelti having to take the right hand as well. This is better from Barry Jones.
This Djelti just doing a little bit less at this stage in the fight.
really is just a boxer pure and simple. Lovely skill there. Switched the angle of attack. Surprise right hand. Djelti knew little about it until it landed.
Showing good boxing skills in this round, Jones. Coming back quick, making Djelti miss, and then coming back quick and scoring with shots.
The Frenchman gets through with a right hand, a rare success. Jones answered all questions, didn't he, about his stamina and fighting heart that night against Judson. We wondered whether he might run out of steam towards the end against a pressure fighter, but it never happened. It never looked like happening.
No, he handled that test very well indeed. But this is just Djelti posing him a few different problems in this fight. But this has been a better round for Jones, and he's just picked up the pace and landed with quicker counters.
Just up the tempo, nice and light on his feet, switching from this way to that lateral movement, just occasionally surprising Djelti with the angle of attack. More success with this kind of style. And Djelti having to come forward more. Jones is liking that, wins the round. So 6 gone, halfway point of the contest. And Barry McGuigan might have been a world featherweight champion, but he also fought a bit at super featherweight towards the end of his career. I wonder what Barry's making of things.
Yeah, and I think he needs to, Barry Jones needs to step up on this guy. He doesn't like pressure, he doesn't like to back up, work up a fast jab, just push him back to the ropes and belt him in the solar plexus. He's wide open down on the right elbow. He needs to jab, a fast jab, move into the body and then start applying the pressure, steady pressure, just build it up. This guy doesn't like pressure, doesn't like punches. He needs to start stepping the pace up a little bit, and I think he could take charge and be in more control.
Thanks a lot, Barry. Barry McGuigan, as always, with us tonight, with Nicky Piper and Paul Dempsey up there, Ian Darke and Glenn McCrory at ringside for you as we move into the second half of the contest tonight. Good crowd here at Cardiff that's built up. It was a bit thin earlier. We were a little bit worried early on in the evening when we were rather outnumbering the crowd, us people from Sky Sports, but that's all changed happily. They've all rolled in from somewhere. And there's a good atmosphere in here now, isn't it, Glenn?
Yes, there is, and it's all support for Barry Jones. Hopefully this will lift him to do a little bit more. He's just dabbing the right eye a little bit there, Jones. I don't know if he's picked up a little bit of damage.
Quite happy, Jones, I think, to let Djelti try to come to him and then catch him with counter shots.
Yes, I think that's his natural style. On the retreat, looking for counters. That's where he boxes well, as he did finally against Peter Judson.
I would say Jones has got a pretty handy lead by now as well.
Yes, on my card he's got a nice lead. In fact, I don't give Djelti a round yet. I've got a couple of even rounds, but the rest I give to Jones. Djelti just hasn't attacked enough. He just hasn't had a dominant round.
That's good from Jones. Good looking left hooks thudding in towards the rib cage. I suppose you do have to make the point here with Djelti that as recently as Thursday he didn't think he was fighting at all tonight, whether he's had time really to mentally get himself right for a fight for a junior championship like this.
Well, I think obviously it would be hard, but he certainly looks a man who doesn't go out of condition and, you know, hasn't been celebrating his French title win that much, because, you know, at 37 he's got to be able to look after himself, you know, to still be fighting and to still be in this sort of shape.
Plus the fact that he came in nearly 3 pounds inside the limit as well.
That's right, so that would suggest that, you know, he's a good trainer. But Jones is boxing well now, just countering well, getting some good punches in and making Djelti miss.
Good support for Jones, ringing around the arena. He knows he's not a big, heavy hitter, Barry Jones. He knows that he almost certainly will have to win via the full 12-round route. He's mentally set to do that. Djelti's tried to step it up in this round, Glenn, but
he's tried to, but I think that's worked in Jones's favour.
Yeah. Live in Cardiff tonight, start of a real run of some great boxing on Sky Sports. Don't forget Tyson Holyfield, Sky Box Office. Coming up next week, we've got Lewis Akinwande too on July the 12th, plus Steve Collins in action and others. Round 8 of this one, the IBF Inter-Continental Super Featherweight Championship. The 8th round. Jones in the blue trunks, trying to make it a home win for Cardiff. Tell you what would be an interesting fight. PJ Gallagher, and our sympathies go out to him. He's out of boxing for a time, can't fight Charles Shepherd in defense of his British super featherweight title, which now will become vacant, of course. Good fight would be Jones against Shepherd, wouldn't it, style-wise?
Yes, that would be a good clash of styles with the constant aggression of Shepherd. And I think he would enjoy that fight, Barry Jones. But he's got to get past Djelti first, and he's given him a few problems in there, but the 7th round he boxed well, some nice counter-punching work from Jones, and he just looks the sharper at this stage.
All heads came dangerously close together there. Sort of thing that can open up a cut. Djelti's already got a minor one. And I think the problem, whatever it was, the slight bit of blood towards the back of Jones's head, all that's cleared up, no problem there. Djelti's getting more aggressive now. He's really trying to cut the corners off. We haven't really seen him have any success as the aggressor. Now he's starting to let it go. He looks now, for the first time in the contest, Djelti, as if he means some serious business.
Yes, he's walking forward now. He looks very aggressive, and he's getting through with punches here. And Jones is having to be very much on the defensive and use his footwork a lot here to try and avoid these punches.
Oh, he catches him with a left hook that time, and one to the body too. This is the best yet from the French champion. And he gets through again. A bit worryingly, a slightly disturbed look on Barry Jones's face there.
Yes, he's really set himself now, Djelti, cutting the ring down and looking to try and load up a bit more.
Just dabbing away at something by the corner of his right eye as well is Barry Jones. I don't know whether there's some injury developing there, but he looks in this round more uncomfortable than at any stage.
This is a bit of swelling to the right eye of Barry Jones coming up. I think he was just dabbing to see if there was a cut there.
Jones looking to re-establish himself towards the end of the round, but it's been Djelti's best round yet. Two rather crude-looking left hands, landing only glancing blows. Probably Djelti's won that one. Affif Djelti now steeling himself for a big finish. Much better from him in round 8, which he must have won.
Yes, that was a lot better round from some good solid shots there. We see he lands 17 punches to Jones's 10. So that was good, and he certainly looked a lot sterner there. He looked to want to try and take over in this fight.
But to be honest with you, if the judges agree with our scorecard, Djelti needs a lot more of the same. I've got Jones in a pretty big lead, and looking at that, Glenn, so have you.
Yes, I've got Jones 4 rounds ahead with 4 rounds to go. So, you know, the judges could have it a little different on some of the rounds, so Jones can't be sure of it. He's still got to work hard and regain control.
Jones, who had big problems in and out of the ring for a time. He had to go fitting fire alarms in Dublin, a long way from home, and his professional career was put on the back burner. And you wondered then whether all his talent would go to waste, but happily for him, it's all come right again. He can't afford a slip up here, though, if he's to continue this upwardly mobile phase of his career.
This is better now from Jones. He's picked himself back up, starting to use the jab, throw punches at a long range, and just still looks a little bit sharper than Djelti when he boxes like that.
Of course, what we don't know is how hard that fight that Djelti had 2 weeks ago, how hard was that? Went 10 rounds, he won it on points.
That was a good counter back from Djelti there, just as he came out of that crouch.
Djelti hasn't really built on that better 8th round. He's continuing to walk forward, but he's doing less as he does that in this round, and Jones has got back to his boxing. Nicky Piper was saying upstairs beforehand that Ronnie Rush is a very good trainer for getting a fighter well conditioned, and that's been borne out not only in this fight, but in the one we saw with Peter Judson as well, where he lasted so well.
Yes, well, I think a fighter like Jones, who knows he's not a puncher, he knows he's got to do it the long way. So obviously, he has to train very hard. He can't afford not to be in condition, but then he will always have problems.
Nice and light on his feet, Jones. That's good stuff from him. He's stylish. We're back in Cardiff tonight. A lot of fights here over recent years, notably Bruno Lennox-Lewis. Barry Jones here defending his IBF Inter-Continental Super Featherweight Championship. Bit of a mouthful, really, isn't it?
Yes, but that was a better 9th round. He got control again. He sorted out the problems of the pressure, and that was some good work on the retreat there from Barry Jones.
Here's round 10. What that mouthful really means is this is a kind of junior version of the IBF's world title. The senior champion is Arturo Gatti, an exciting fighter based in the United States. Jones has got a way to go before he gets into that league, but this will be due for him to be going on with. And he has to defend it here. Whether Djelti's got some big finish planned, we shall see. Good shot, sharp shot again from Barry Jones, who, not for the first time in his life, is outboxing his man here. Again, just dabbing away, this time at the other eye, the left eye, Jones. I don't know whether he's got a problem developing with that as well. There's no sign of an actual cut, but a bit of swelling maybe.
Well, often if fighters, there's a little clash of heads or they get punched in the eye, they then dab it. It's a natural reaction to check if it's cut. So I think that that's what he's doing now.
Obviously holding behind the head, little warning to Jones from this unfussy referee. Hardly noticed him, have we? Blair Talmadge of the United States.
Well, I think the fighters have kept their contest pretty clean themselves. They're both boxers and they haven't been looking to hold and grab. Nice clean punches again from Jones.
They could have almost fought without a ref in there, couldn't they? Oh, sharp stuff! Jones producing some punches, but it was a push. It was not a knockdown. They touched gloves.
Well, he did seem to land with the punch there, but I think Djelti was a little bit off balance.
got the crowd going anyway. The sight of Djelti on the canvas. Just has to watch these left-hand haymakers that Djelti is letting go.
That's the only punch that he's looked a little bit dangerous with, the left hook.
Jones has been trying to circle away from that, but Jones himself is stepping it up here, starting to put the punches together. Neat clusters from him.
Djelti just getting through the left hook there at the end of that little combination. He's
There's
still
that
trying
left hand again. There it is again.
Yes, the big overhand punch.
Welcome back to the Star Centre. Ronnie Rush with his shaven skull there in the corner with Barry Jones. He did some good work. That was not a knockdown, although we wondered for a moment. He had his back to us. I thought for a moment he had floored him, but it was a push, wasn't it?
Yes, it was a push. He got through with a little right hand, but there was nothing. He also pushed with the left hand at the same time, and that's why Djelti went over.
Here's around 11. Djelti in the yellow trunks, sent out by Thierry Chamberfort, his manager. Jones here, I think, is looking to really close this out now. I think he had a points lead, big points lead, in fact, already. And in the last 3 minutes or so of the contest, there have been signs that he's looking to build on that and finish strongly. There's your scorecard, Glenn.
Yes, 6 rounds ahead. I have Jones, a good commanding lead. And it's been nice boxing throughout, but again, Djelti a little bit dangerous to that left hook. Jones still has to watch for that.
Bit of swelling around the face for Jones, but nothing too serious.
Djelti's condition's certainly been good. He's kept pushing forward.
Been a decent, honest effort this from Affif Djelti, challenger for this title. But he's looked one-paced and a bit one-dimensional as well, hasn't he, at times?
Yes, he has, and again, good counter-punching from Jones. It's a little bit one-dimensional. He hasn't been able to change things. He had a little bit of success in one round where he picked up the left hooks a bit, but for the most part, his style has been the same all the way through. And he's just, he hasn't had the ideas of how to get to Jones. Successful with the right hand there for Djelti.
Still nice and light on his feet, Barry Jones. Pitching up his shorts from it all the time, rotating away from that danger punch of Djelti, if he has one, the left hand. Again, dabbing his eyes. Just slightly worried by the swelling by the side of the right eye, Barry Jones. Has been for a while.
Yes, I think obviously when you start to get a swelling, it gives you some discomfort, and he keeps having a little dab out and a little check. I think he's worried that a cut develops there.
Just got caught by a left hand in the closing stages of the round there, did Jones, but he's all right. Let's have a look at the two of them. How do they look there? Neither of them is not really marked again, is he, Djelti, apart from that little bit of damage he got by the bridge of the nose. As we look at the punches landed so far, 149 Jones, 113 Djelti, says the computer. Djelti's thrown more.
Yes,
Surprise you?
Yeah, I think it has surprised me a little bit, but I think the thing to look at there is how many punches have missed. I mean, there's literally hundreds of punches that they've missed with tonight. And I think that's credit to both these guys' reflexes and defensive skills.
By the way, Djelti's got the old pro Winston Burnett working his corner tonight. He had about 120 pro fights, used to be based in these parts in his fighting days. The right eye's closing for Barry Jones, but there's only 3 minutes left. And if our scorecard is right, or anything like right, Djelti needs a knockout in the last round to take Jones's title away from him. Predictably, he's had to work hard for it again, Barry Jones. He always will have to, he knows that.
Yes, he will, but he doesn't take a lot of punches. Good defensive skills, good boxes, so he can get through it like that. But Djelti's putting on the pressure here. He's going for a big finish.
One or two danger signals flashing. Bit of anxiety among Jones's fan club. The singing stopped for a moment there as Djelti closed him down on the ropes. But I think Jones knows that he only has to stay on his feet and out of trouble to win. Or he must sense that anyway. You can never be sure of these things. Just looking more tired and open at this stage, Jones. Not quite so much life about the legs, and Djelti very strong.
Yes, you can see the maturity, the strength. You know, he is physically strong. He is pushing forward throughout this fight. And, you know, he's trying a bit harder in the last round. He's really going for it with the left hook there.
Jones will have to be careful not to make mistakes. Djelti just catches him again with a left, then a right hand got through. It's all Djelti in this last round. Jones really is just on winding down the clock mode.
Yes, he's just on the defensive, Jones. There's nothing coming back, just using the foot movement. I think he needs to keep picking with punches just to keep Djelti off balance. You can't let him build too much momentum up.
He just wants that final bell now, Barry Jones. Not in big trouble or anything like that, but Djelti has really been looking for it in this last round, and he has to be looking for it. He must be behind. Here's Jones's answer, though. There's something a bit in a fighter's pride and makeup. He wasn't going to let him be the boss without coming back with some kind of riposte.
Well, he has to do that. He can't let Djelti just walk forward without throwing anything back. He's got to try and stop this and keep throwing punches at Djelti. He can never really be sure how the judges have scored this, although I'm sure, you know, just by the fact that he's more relaxed in this last round, that he must feel that he's ahead.
And then there were 15 seconds left. It looks here to us anyway as if Barry Jones has done enough to retain his hard-won title. That's the final bell. Well, Djelti raises his arms aloft. He did better in the last few rounds, but surely Barry Jones has won that. Ronnie Rush clearly thinks so. Most of us here around at ringside think so, but had to work hard for it in the end, in the later rounds. Here's Glenn McCrory's scorecard flashing up before your eyes.
Yes, I give Jones it by 4 rounds. And he had to work hard, but he was always just, for me, that little bit sharper and that little bit more in control, coming back with the better counters. So you know, he's going to always have to work hard for his wins, but he did it well there, I think. Even though Djelti did put his hand up at the end, I think Jones is the winner.
You were lazy.
The computer, just to give you a guide, says that Jones landed 160, Djelti 127. Better economy too from Barry Jones. That's not going to count towards the judges' scorecards. The judges, just to remind you, Roy Francis from Great Britain, Julio Mancini, Italy, Adelaide Triplet of the USA, scoring under the IBF rules, under which the winner of the round will win 10 points and the loser 9. There is Adelaide Triplet of the USA. Now then, I think Mike Goodall is just about ready to give us the decision.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 12 rounds of boxing, we have a unanimous result. Judge Roy Francis scores the contest 116 to 114. Judge Adelaide Triplett scores the contest 116 to 112. Judge Giulio Mancini scores the contest 116 to 112. All three in favour of the winner, and still
Barry Jones has got it.
featherweight champion Barry Jones.
By 4 rounds on 2 cards and by 2 rounds on the card of Roy Francis, Barry Jones is still the champion. The Cardiff crowd like that, and when we come back after the break, we'll have a chat to the champion, Barry Jones.
Another win. He's talking to Ian Dark.
Well done, Barry. Another win. You've held on to the title. Were you worried at all there as the judges were collating the scorecards that it might have gone wrong?
No, I thought I'd done enough to win, but very hard fight, very good opponent, very clever, very slippy. He kept moving back, just leaning out the reach all the time. So I felt a bit lethargic, or maybe I was, or maybe he just made me feel that way. I don't know, but I thought I'd done enough to win.
How difficult was it for you this week? Because you had 3 different opponents as the week went on. How much of a factor was that in the fight?
It do play on your mind, but you can't make any excuses to what your performance is. Your performance is your performance. I'd just like to thank Cal Williams and Jack Browns. Thanks for all your help, Cal. Cheers, mate.
Well, you boxed neatly enough and you won it by a big enough margin. 4 rounds on 2 of the cards, 2 rounds on the other one. Where does the Roy Jones, Roy Jones, you'd like to be Roy Jones, wouldn't you? Where does the Barry Jones story go from here?
I guess that's up to my manager, my handlers, you know, Frank Warren and Sports Network. Wherever they want to take me, I'm a featherweight and I'm finding it hard to shoot a featherweight.
What about the British title? Charles Shepherd could be around, couldn't he?
Yeah, well, I'll take that. Yes, please. I'd rather fight Paul Ingle for the featherweight title.
Well done tonight, and Ronnie Rush, the trainer, too. Back to you, Paul.